So what you're hearing right now is straight out of the Action 5. I have the DJI mic too, but yeah, I haven't tried it out yet. I will later on. Right now I'm at an elevation of above 12,000 feet. It's nice and cold, and it's just beautiful out here. I've been using the DJI Action 5 for over a week. I put it to the test when I was in Colorado, using an FPV mostly, but I was also able to film a lot of POV footage, some vlog style footage, some time lapses. I've been using it at the gym to get some POV. In fact, today I just got back here from the gym to get some coffee, and I thought maybe I'll just do, start off with a vlog style kind of video. I mostly use it for FPV. What you're watching right now is being recorded in the 4:3, 4K, 48 frames per second, normal profile in 10-bit. And the audio is straight out of the Action 5 Pro as well. So let me start off with a few things I really like about the Action 5 Pro, and then you have a better understanding of why I switched from GoPro instead of getting the 13 from the 12, why I switched and got the Action 5 Pro instead. So the first thing, the battery life. I mean, in perfect situations, it can get you about 4 hours of runtime. Now that's not exactly 4 hours, a little less, but watching Potato Jet's video, I think he got about 3.5 hours if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty insane on just one battery, which is why I got the standard combo instead of getting the adventure combo, because one battery and running for that long is more than enough for me. I usually use an action camera for FPV. Otherwise, yeah, I do like to get time to time certain POV shots, taking it underwater, mounting it on the car, getting those hyperlapses or moving time lapses. I love that this has a front screen that you can touch. That is really good feature to have, because when I'm doing POV shots or something, or when it's mounted on the FPV, instead of having to turn it around or connect it to my phone first, or connect my phone to it and then do the settings, it's kind of inconvenient, but it's nice to have it right on the front and I can just change the settings from there. I like that it has D-LogM. My Mavic 3 can film in D-LogM as well. It's good to grade. Obviously it's different using the Mavic 3 Pro using D-Log. It's more flat, but the D-LogM is pretty good, and you can record in 4K 120 frames. Now this is another feature that I think is somewhat underrated, because I usually use this feature a lot. It's just that having different frame rate options is just always good. Content creators getting different frame rate options, it really helps them out in different situations. The GoPro, I don't know why they never had other frame rate options such as 48 or 50. You only had 24, 30, 60, 120, 240. I only had the choice when I was using a GoPro to record in either 30 or 60 frames per second. I just think having all these extra frame rate options is underrated. So now I'm using the DJI mic to connect it to this. It was so easy to connect. You don't need to connect the receiver to this like you need to with mirrorless cameras. So this is what it sounds like with the mic on. And you can see the peak levels on the front screen as well as you're speaking into the mic. So it looks pretty cool. Now I'm gonna turn off the mic. So this is what it sounds like without the mic. It's not connected at all. You can see it's turned off. And now I'm gonna turn on the mic again. The mic is now connected, and this is what it sounds like with the mic, just so you have a quick comparison. Now what are action cameras really meant for? Is to get that POV footage, vlog footage, get you that ultra wide angles that you can use. It's a camera that that is very tough. It can get dirty, you can take it underwater, and you don't need to worry about it, because that's really what it's meant for. It's nice that you have a camera like this that can also help you get cinematic footage, even though it's not really meant to, but you really can get some good looking cinematic footage. I do get a lot of time lapses for all my videos, so it's nice that I have the option of recording time lapses on this, and it has presets in it too, like clouds, or crowds, or I think sunset if I'm not mistaken, or you can just customize it the way you want it to be. Now it gives you the option of JPEG plus what the camera records, or JPEG plus RAW in case you want to edit the photos and build a time lapse yourself. I just like what the camera does, and I'll just make a few adjustments, a few tweaks here and there, and that's more than enough for me. Now when I got the Action 5 Pro, I must just say that I felt the build quality was just amazing, and it's exquisite. And I forgot to mention that you also have inbuilt 48 GB memory, so in case you run out of space on your memory card, you can always use the internal memory. Or if you forget your memory card altogether, or if you don't want to use your memory card, you have inbuilt storage, which is amazing. When it comes to low light, this does pretty well. I went into this restaurant and I took the Action 5 Pro with me, recorded the ambiance. I also switched into the night mode. Oh wait, check out that sunset. Check out that sunset. The reasons why I switched from Hero 12 instead of getting the Hero 13, why I went for the Action 5 Pro. I was just about to purchase it on the day, the Hero 13, when it was about to be released, and then I said, nah, I'm just gonna wait for the Action 5 Pro because this is not really an upgrade. I mean, I don't think it's been much of an upgrade since the 11. It's just been firmware updates, as many call it. So with the Hero 13, it has new batteries and they won't fit with the previous versions of GoPro Hero cameras. So the Enduro batteries will only work with the Hero 11 and 12, but it won't work with the 13, and neither will the 13's battery work with the previous one, if I'm not mistaken. However, even though the Action 5 Pro has a new battery, they've increased the capacity. You can use this battery with your Action 4, and you can use the batteries from your Action 4 with the Action 5 Pro as well. Good to have, right? I mean, if you have previous batteries, you can just use it with this one. You don't need to buy the adventure combo, spend more money. You can just buy the standard combo with the one battery, and you know, you have the previous batteries to go with it. I wasn't really a big fan of GoPro Log. Like, I was really excited for it when it was out. That's one of the reasons I wanted to get the Hero 12, because of GP Log, but I really did not like it as I thought I would. 4 hours is just insane on a single battery. So I don't think I'm gonna get more batteries because this one battery just does everything for me. I could record time lapses, record a few videos here and there, take FPV videos, and I still will have more battery. And you know, I've got a USB-C charger in the car too. This thing charges from 0 to 80% in about 18 minutes or 20 minutes, one of those. That's just insane. This is an action camera, right? Like, suddenly you see something and you quickly want to record. You don't want to turn it on and then hit record. So if you hit the record button on this, it turns on and starts recording in 0.2 seconds. That's pretty much instantly. It still takes some time with the Hero 13 from the videos that I've watched. So if you decide to get the Action 5 Pro, you're going to thoroughly enjoy it. Whether you're an everyday user, vlogger, you know, or you use it for FPV, you want an additional camera for some professional footage, the Action 5 Pro is amazing. Now, just because it got the Action 5 Pro doesn't mean I hate GoPro or something. I've loved GoPro cameras, their accessories. I've been using them for years, and it's just that it doesn't feel like they're really wanting to make big changes, or in other ways, I should say that they don't really listen to the consumer. I forgot to mention the most important feature. I think it's the magnetic mount. Now, you can just place these mounts in different places and you can just remove it and it'll attach magnetically, but it still clips on. But like, it's so cool to have that. And I know the Action 4 had it as well. Also, when it comes to price, the Action 5 Pro is at $349 for the standard version that comes with one battery, and the adventure combo, if I'm not mistaken, is at $449, so $100 more. The GoPro Hero 13 standard version is at $399 if you're not a GoPro subscriber, but if you are a GoPro subscriber, you can get it at $299. Now, I'm gonna make a side-by-side comparison of this camera with the iPhone 16 Pro, and you know, check out the image stabilization, video quality, photos, sound, all of it. So make sure you're subscribed in order to not miss that video. So what do you think? Has the Action 5 Pro dethroned the GoPro Hero 13 as the new king of action camera? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know your thoughts on the Action 5 Pro as well. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and also subscribe for future videos. I'll catch you in the next one.